This very community that you see started in the 60s, early 60s. Our elders you see on the right and the left migrated in the 60s due to so many various reasons. We had economic reasons, those reasons exist today in Ghana. Educational reasons, exposure, and the young men in their 20s decided to immigrate to the United States of America. When they got here, they were confronted with so many challenges that exist today. Being it immigration, being it health, being it how to raise their children. And they thought that the only way they can mitigate those problems when they come together. And therefore, those ideas came about trying to come together and form an association. And in doing so, the community was incorporated in 1984. And alhamdulillah, from that point to date, we are proud to say that their effort, the founders of our community, have produced medical doctors, lawyers, any professions that you can think of. And our population has grown to about 10,000 members. And through their efforts, this building that you see is owned by the community. And the one next to this building, adjacent to this building, is owned by Yankasa Association. And inshallah, we're preparing to go for the third one, Islamicq. And therefore, this is who we are. And it never happened unless we give glory and thanks to the elders and founders of this community. May Almighty Allah continue to bless them. And those who have departed from this earth, may Almighty Allah continue to bless them in their grave. This is who we are. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome you to the community.
Well, before you go on, I think community members lend me your ears. I think my president is not being fair to me. He knows that this honorable man is my slave. He came to this town without reporting himself to me, and he brought here for me to acknowledge him. Is it fair? Yeah. No. I call him Mr. Quran.
I'm the original Murtala Muhammad.
You know, all this that is standing here, even back home, President Muhammad did the same. He gave Murtaka Mubarak interior, he gave Aru Idrisu education, and him. Only he gave my brother, Collins Dauda, had chairman board together. Is it fair?
وأهل العقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي الحمد لله الذي تواضع كل شيء بعزته والحمد لله الذي ذل كل شيء لعزته والحمد لله الذي حضع كل شيء لملكه والحمد لله الذي استسلم كل شيء لقدرته. I want to thank Almighty Allah first and foremost for giving us our lives. When we are told it is not just about blessing you with wealth, but about blessing you with your life. And I think that our grandfathers, our fathers who are here, for their sake, we can say لَإِنْ شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. It is our prayer that Allah, give them long life. It is our prayer that Allah give them good health. It is our prayer that Allah let us follow them very long. And it is our prayer and wish that those who are coming after them also live a long life. This is the third time I'm observing my prayer here. Alhamdulillah, the first time was in 2010 when I visited here, and my good friend Baba, Dr. Alassan, were in Legon together. And what brought us together was nothing but Islam. So on Friday, I said, I don't want to miss my Friday prayer. So I came here. And in 2015, when by Allah's will, I became a Deputy Minister for Trade and Industries and a Member of Parliament, I visited here once again and I needed to come here for prayer on Friday. So this is the third time. So I stand here with a profound sense of nostalgia. My uncle is here. When I told Alaji that Hussein is my direct uncle, that's my mother's kid brother, I know that you don't need to tell everybody to know that I'm your boss. I think that but I'm known to many people. I'm a man of several ethnic backgrounds. In fact, my grandfather, they were originally Wangaris. And then my grandmother, in fact, my grandfather's mother, who was in the Gomba in the Gonja. And then my grandmother, who is so my mother is a Gonja, and I speak a little Gonja. I understand, but speaking is the challenge. And my father, who is a Dagomba. And traditionally, if you look at my father, their background, they are Gumes, who lived in northern Ghana for a very long time. What is significant is the khutbah we listened to, and I want to thank the Imam. It was so thought-provoking, it was so profound. I never knew I was going to speak here. Baba Alaji said we have to go. I said we have to go and observe my Friday prayer. I said, yeah, we are arranging it. Just the day before yesterday, I was in a car with him, and then he called somebody and said, oh, you'll be speaking, we'll give you the opportunity to engage with Muslims here. I said, why did you arrange that without telling me? But of course, I see this as one of the jihad, because I know the bountiful mercies of Allah that can come as a result of me engaging. And it is so gratifying listening to the Imam. It was so profound. And to be very honest, I haven't listened to such sermons for a very long time. What is significant is Al-Muslim, Ahul-Muslim. That is the most important thing. People here see us, and I was happy when he said, just humanity. There are several verses in the Quran, Allah addresses us as human beings, not just as Muslims. And I think that that was the gravitas of the Imam's sermon. That if you want to uphold the values and the principles of Islam, the entire world will be a place of peace, tranquility, and harmony. The democratic principles that the Western world is advocating for, and the values that we expect all of us to uphold, Islam upheld those values over 1,400 years ago. And I think that we must allow Islam to be reflected in us. The aspects of his sermon, which is that wherever you live, you need to respect the laws of that land. As long as those laws do not deviate you from practicing your religion. And I think that in itself is a taqwa. You respect the laws of the land. You respect the rules and regulations governing the conduct of everybody in that society. Wallah, I'm a Muslim first, before a Dagombo or a Gonja or a Wangara or whatever second. I'm a Muslim first, before NBC or NPP. Yes. I'm a Muslim first, before a Ghanaian or a Nigerian. We are all Muslims. And you don't see differences. My admonishment is not to the elderly people, but to my colleague young people. We should let Islam reflect in our conduct. We should let Islam reflect in the way we behave, the way we interact, the way we live with each other. If you do so, I don't think that you have a problem here. We appreciate the contributions of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. As someone who is a member of parliament and a minister of state, we know what the state gets from your contribution. We know the contribution you make to our economy. And it is always our prayer that you succeed. It is always our prayer that you have the opportunities so that you can contribute more to develop our country, Ghana. We develop it without the political target. I stand here, I cannot be forced you or force you to belong to my party. But like when you die, what they ask you is about your deeds. It is not about your party. And sometimes it's so heartbreaking when we see what happened in our Zongo communities. Anytime we have elections, the turmoil, the havoc is perpetrated by us. And sometimes we feel ashamed that we do so. And the only way we can do that is upholding the principles of Islam, the Quran and the Hadiths, the Sunnah and the practices of the Holy Prophet. I tell my colleagues, and